Welcome to part 2 of our family Hawaii trip. In this video, we'll be flying from the Big Island to Honolulu, Oahu. This is our Hawaiian Airlines flight. In the last video, as I mentioned, it was $70 per person. We'll be staying at the Hawaiian Hilton Village in Waikiki. Here is a look at the Hilton Hawaiian Village Beach Resort. This tower, of course, is the famous Rainbow Tower. Our building is the tower to the right, which is the Ali'i Tower. And then just behind that is the Diamond Head Tower. And then off to the left of the Rainbow Tower is the Lagoon Tower. And then kind of in the back there, you can't really see it, is the Tapa Tower. There's the lagoon right there in between those two towers. Here is the harbor off to the side. And then a very popular surfing area right there where you can see those waves, a look at the ocean itself. And then here is Diamond Head and Waikiki. This is our king room with a pull-out sofa. We were told that the only tower that has remodeled rooms is the Rainbow Tower. There is an advantage to being in the Ali'i Tower. However, you have this pool that is private only to guests that are staying in this tower, so it doesn't get super crowded like all the other pools. This pool also has a nice little gym connected to it, which is also exclusive to guests in this tower. They have a nice set of dumbbells, as you can see there. They have exercise balls, stationary bikes, treadmills, and I'll show you here they have a nice view of the big pool in between the tower and the Rainbow Tower. When you walk through the resort, they have these koi ponds pretty much everywhere you go, with waterfalls that go into them and just tons of different fish. And a lot of them are actually really pretty big. As you can see, this one here is quite on the large side. A lot of people have fun just kind of going through. We've seen some people feeding the fish and that sort of thing. The fish will also feed on themselves. If you can see here, this pretty large fish has another rather large fish in its mouth. Seemed like it was almost a little too big for him to eat, but there he is trying to make it happen. There's a number of little food courts throughout the resort, just like this one here. And then also just plenty of little shops, a lot of clothing stores, places to get souvenirs and things like that. Even if you don't go in, just walking around looking at all the shops can be pretty entertaining. There's also plenty of good photo opportunities, just like the Aloha sign here, which a lot of people like to stop and take photos at. Next, we will be heading off to Pearl Harbor. So getting tickets to Pearl Harbor can be somewhat confusing. You absolutely have to get general admission tickets, which includes access to the memorial. But there's a lot of websites that include tours with transportation, all kinds of things. So I will include links in the description below on how to get these tickets with a little bit more detail as well. There you can see the Arizona Memorial. We are about to jump on a ferry that will take us out there. We're here at the memorial. They told us that the USS Arizona still holds approximately 500,000 gallons of oil and is still leaking about 2 gallons a day of that oil, and also referred to as the Black Tears of the Arizona. We're back on the ferry, leaving the memorial, and we are now going to head and tour the submarine. Here is the submarine. Let's go inside and take a look. Here is a model replica of the submarine. It's very cool. It's really interesting to see the very tight spaces that the crewmen had to live in, eat in, sleep in, all that kind of stuff. Highly recommend this. Now we're here at the Battleship USS Missouri. Pretty interesting. This battleship was in use from 1944 and then off and on all the way until 1992. In a lot of ways, the inside looks a lot like the submarine. However, everything is a lot bigger here in the battleship. You could see the kitchen here is like a large cafeteria versus one table in the submarine. For extra protection, the walls of the bridge are comprised of extremely thick steel. Notice the very narrow windows for navigation and spotting. Here is a model of the USS Missouri. Next, and for our final stop, we will be moving on to the Aviation Museum. Here we are in the inside of the Aviation Museum. They do have a number of planes outside as well, but they are about to close up, so we are going to head over to the flight simulator, which my son is excited to check out. We did do the flight simulator. It was pretty fun. It can go in every direction, straight up, straight down, do flips, barrel rolls. What you see on the screen there is exactly what you see in the flight simulator. We really have enjoyed all aspects of the Pearl Harbor Memorial and Museum, but now it's time to head back to the hotel. We're back at the resort, just walking to the ABC store to get some snacks, which has become part of our daily ritual. But you can see just along the way, there's lots of other shopping areas. The ABC store is kind of like a convenience store, somewhat like 7-Eleven, but nicer and has souvenirs as well. Just doing some more walking around the resort. Here you can see that lagoon. Usually during the day there's a lot of people swimming around in there, but it is getting a little bit late. This is right between the Rainbow Tower and Lagoon Tower. Just past the palm trees there is that popular surfing area. Here's a drone shot of some of the surfers. You can see it is a pretty popular area. We are about to head back to the room, and tomorrow I've rented a Turo. We are going to make a day trip out to North Shore and probably do a little bit of cliff jumping and see the Waimea waterfall. If you enjoy hiking, I would also recommend a day trip to Diamond Head. You can see just how massive the crater is on the map there, and it is just a short drive from the hotel in Waikiki. We will not have the time to make it out there, unfortunately, but here's a few looks at Diamond Head. All right, we are on our way to North Shore, but stopped off at this great little diner on the way called Anna Miller's. If you get the chance to eat here, I highly recommend it. The food was good and the ambiance was great, so if you are on your way to North Shore, check it out. All right, we're back on the road, headed to North Shore, but first we are going to check out the Dole Plantation, which happens to be right on the way. So this is the Dole Plantation. To go and just walk around the grounds is free. However, if you want to do the maze, it is $10 for adults and $8 for children. They do have a train ride that goes around the plantation, which is $15 for adults and $12.85 for children. We did not do it, but it does look like it's pretty fun. If you do happen to stop here, it is a must to finish it off with a Dole Whip, which of course is pineapple flavored. We are now driving along North Shore. You can see it has huge waves, which makes it one of the most popular surfing areas in the world. We are here at Waimea Bay. Now it is time to climb the rock and jump into the water. It was a ton of fun jumping off the rocks at Waimea Bay. We are now back in the car and pretty much just going right across the road to Waimea Falls. It can be really difficult getting a parking space at Waimea Bay, so you could always park over here at Waimea Falls where they have a lot more parking and just walk over there. We did see a number of people parking along the road as well, so that is also an option. All right, so we'll find a parking space here and then we will head up to the falls. It is $25 for adults and $14 for children to access the falls. All right, we're here at Waimea Falls. It's about a 30-minute hike from the visitor center. We'll show you the falls when we get there. So the hike alone is absolutely beautiful and really worth it all by itself. It took us about 20 minutes or so to get to the falls. And here is the waterfall. You are welcome to get in the water if you'd like, but we are going to turn around and head back to the car. We're back in the car. We've got about a 45-minute drive and we're going to get some dinner. So we just walked to this Thai place that was close to the hotel. They have really good food. Nice views, as you can see. This is the pad thai here, and that is the drunken noodles. But we really enjoyed the food and the atmosphere. We're just walking back to the resort, but as you can see, they have some really nice kind of upscale shopping that is really close by. So if that's something you're interested in, you can find it here. So every Friday night, the resort has a fireworks display. We're back at our hotel and our tower here. It just so happens they told us that one of the best places to watch the fireworks is from the pool side at our tower. So we are excited to check it out. Tomorrow we have to go back to the airport and head home. Well, we're here at the airport. It is time to get on our flight back home. But first we will stop at the United Club for some snacks. And then we will get on our plane there. and head back home. If you've been to Hawaii, please let us know in the comments below and share your favorite parts about Hawaii. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. We are a new channel, so any likes, subscribes, and comments really help us out. We will see you on the next one, and thanks for watching.